Behold the cross on which hung the Saviour of the world. We adore you, O Christ, and we bless you, because by your holy cross you have redeemed the world.
There was also an inscription over him, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who were hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." He replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise."
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. A funny king, this. The inscription over him was a classic Pontius Pilate touch. He was a man who liked nothing better than devising ways to taunt his Jewish underlings, whether it was parading pagan shields in the temple or even sacrificing pigs there. He loved devising ways that would cause the maximum offence and humiliation. This pathetic wretch of a man is the best you Jews can do for a king. That was the message Pilate was trying to send. But ironically, this really was the king. This wasn't the moment of Israel's defeat. This was the moment of its vindication by God. The Hebrew Scriptures had promised that the Messiah would bring judgment on the whole world and vindicate God's chosen people. And this was that moment, the moment when the world is judged, the moment when we see how our violence and hatred mangles us, and also the moment when the meek inherit the earth. Surprisingly, though, we are given a choice about the judgment that is pronounced over us. The two criminals that hang either side of Jesus represent the whole of humanity. At first glance, there's not a lot to choose between them. They're both criminals. The original Greek word used here is kakorgoi, malefactors in the King James Version, inventors of evil, manufacturers of harm, although the word is usually rendered thieves. And we are thieves. In the opening chapters of Genesis, God confers kingship on humanity. Have dominion, he says. Represent my kingship on earth. Rule in my image. And Jesus, as recently as the Last Supper, confirmed that shared kingship on us. I confer on you, as my Father has conferred on me, a kingdom. But instead of mediating God's kingship for the good of his creation, we have stolen it for ourselves. We usurped God's kingship and used it for our own glory, instead of for the glory of the creation and its creator. The heavens declare the glory of God, but we could see nothing better in God's creation than something utilitarian to be used for our own ends, as though it were all just about us. The thieves remind us that we are all in the same boat. Our faith can't make us feel superior to anyone else. Rather, it must make us recognise the truth that we are all brothers and sisters. We're all bound together, the entire human race. In Genesis, God challenges Cain over his brother Abel's murder, and Cain asks, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Here, as we hang on the cross with our Saviour, we must recognise what Cain could not, that we are our brother's keeper. His sin is my sin, alas, is his. We are responsible for one another, and in that responsibility we have all failed, and we still fail. We are all kakorgoi. We are the mangled travesty of kingship that Pilate intended to mock. But he is the King of the Jews. Jesus' true majesty shines forth here in the most unlikely of places, hanging with us upon the cross, sharing our lot, sharing our fate, and taking the responsibility that we ducked. And as we look upon our two brothers hanging either side of our Saviour, we are presented with a choice. They each represent us, our possible ends. Which of the two will we be? The one who still hurls blame at God, or the one who recognises in this God who shares our suffering to the utmost, who takes responsibility for our sin, who knows that he is his brother's keeper, the one true King worthy of the name. At this moment judgment comes upon the earth, and we can choose the judgment that comes upon us. At this moment all mocking, all self-interest, all anger, rage and violence dies. Will we choose to die too, still angry, still raging, still blaming others and avoiding responsibility? But choose life, says God. Those who lose their life for my sake will find it, says Jesus. What does it profit them to gain the whole world yet forfeit their souls? Here on the cross, we have a chance to find ourselves again, our true selves. Recognise Jesus' kingship and so enter into his kingdom. And in doing so, we can be restored to our true humanity as God's trusted viceroys, ruling in his image. I confer on you, just as my Father has conferred on me, a kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
I sent the Spirit of truth to guide you, and you closed your heart to the Counselor. I pray that all may be one in the Father and me, but you continue to quarrel and divide. I call you to go and bring forth fruit, but you cast lots for my clothing. I came to you as the least of your brothers and sisters. I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Holy God, holy and strong, holy and immortal, have mercy upon us.